We are live.
We are live. Good morning, everyone. Welcome
Good morning.
to the first day of Cheltenham. Got myself an Oz this morning, going through the offers that are about for the biggest match betting event that there is of the year with Cheltenham. As us match bettors always call it, it's Cheltenham because it is
Yes.
literally Christmas for us guys with the amount of offers that the bookies are doing, the amount of profit that we can make within these 4 days is ridiculous. Even just from very, very basic reload offers of bet and gets, refund races that are available, you can still make some really, really good profit this week just from those really basic offers. So, yeah, we'll be going through those offers. We'll also go through the extra place master, which is on the Pro Tools, because obviously that is the biggest tool to be using during this week. And with the sale that we've got on for the Pro tier at the moment of just £495 for the year, um, it's an
It's a
absolute steal.
no-brainer. It is a no-brainer at that
Yeah,
price, which has been
absolute
reflected by the
no-brainer.
amount of people that have taken it up so far, and I'm sure there's going to be a few more as well before it. I think it closes tonight. Is it? Yes, it does close
Yeah, it's
tonight.
midnight
Today's the last day to
tonight
take it up.
to do it. So hopefully, us going through that today will give you another insight into the many times that we've done the Pro Tools. But we've also just released this week, sorry, back into last week, beginning this week, the new Lucky Finder tool as well,
Talk
which I'll
about that a
go
bit
through.
later.
And
Yeah.
again, is a brilliant tool to be using over these 4 days. The EV that comes from a Lucky 15 is ridiculous. It really is. Um,
Yep.
Pretty good
I
for
think
account costs as well.
since the last time we did a live on Pro, we've also got the price boost tracker as well, don't we? So we'll be talking about that a little bit later, which is yeah, it was about to be released, I think, but we didn't
Yeah,
quite get it in time. So yeah, a few things to talk about today. I've just pinned everything to the top as well. So as usual, if
brilliant.
anyone has any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. And we'll do our best to get through as many of them as we possibly can.
Yeah. And again, if you're not watching us live, it is being recorded for you guys to watch this evening. The offers that we're talking about today are going to be available every single day of Cheltenham, so definitely worth a rewatch if you haven't managed to join us live today at all. But sort of first off, the weather down at Cheltenham, it's absolutely bucketing down in Cheltenham at the moment, so could have a really good positive effect on those that are doing extra places today. Be looking at more of what myself, Andy, a few others class as donkeys, i.e. the outsiders for it. Going to be a bit more of a chance of them finishing those extra places today. So great for that, and even better for those that are on the Pro tier and are doing each way no lay as well. On that side of things, there's going to be even more chance of the outsiders coming in that sort of top 4 or 5 places being paid out from that side of things. So the weather is going to have an impact on that. I was watching something on Paddy Power yesterday that Coop sent over to me that these so-called professional gamblers, and they are professional gamblers that were on there, were going through and all the favourites for the first 6 races, well, the first day of Cheltenham today, and there really wasn't a favourite that stood out for any of them to be back in at all. You've got the likes. First race today, I think it's no, it's not the first race. I think it's the two
Just get it up on Matchbook.
210 Gaelic 210 Gaelic Warrior. They were talking about really didn't fancy that at all. The other big favourite that's running today is top of my head, it's just gone. I will be with you in a second and I'll let you know what that is. I've got it on my slip somewhere. State Man,
Just looking at
the other
the
big
key
favourite.
extra place races today, we've got the 250. I think Sky are paying 7 places on that.
Yep.
And the
Yep.
1650 as well. There's 6 places being paid on that. So, yeah, 2 to look out for. But obviously, as we'll be talking about in a minute, any options with value with the extra place master is what you need to get on to make your money.
It certainly is. So, yeah, I'm just going to call up the extra place master now on mine. I'll share the screen with you guys in a second. I'm just going to make sure everything is working with regards to that side of things. So bear with me just 1 second. My laptop seems to be on a go slow today for some unknown reason. There we go. Right.
Going to make my screen bigger as well.
Full low mode.
Yeah, just to clarify with the extra place master, I mean, anything above, I think we've mentioned this before, anything above 100% EV, it's going to make you money long term. But we do suggest sticking to those options in green. I think we said to not go over 120%, but for Cheltenham and for bigger festivals, you said earlier, Chris, you'll be going up to 130. I probably won't be going above 125, 127. But yeah, it's just you don't want to go too high for account health, but anything in green up to 130, especially for the bigger festivals, is what we suggest looking at.
Yeah, definitely. Today, my parameters are basically going to be EVs of 110 to 130 for this week for the extra place master, just because it's Cheltenham. I'm going to get away with a lot more than what I normally would do on a normal ITV racing side of things. So yeah, this week 130 I'll be taking, no problem whatsoever. Depending on odds, I might take 135. But in all honesty, I'll be looking just at the 130%. To start looking at odds and everything else, you do need a bit of sort of horse racing knowledge from it. So just to keep things really, really simple, between 110 and 130, you're not going to go wrong with that at all. So, right, I've got the extra place master up, so I'm going to share my screen with you guys now. So hopefully you can all see that up on your screen now. Yep, all looks good from my side of things. So extra place master, totally different. Well, yeah, it is totally different to the extra place catcher that's available on Platinum and Diamond. Purely for the fact is that it takes in so many more factors than what the extra place catcher does. The extra place catcher literally just looks at back odds, place odds, and lay odds for the place and the win side of things to give you implied odds to be placing it on. The extra place master uses so many more algorithms. It looks at
literally takes into account your horse finishing in one of the extra place position or positions, depending on what's being played out, giving you just far more accurate selections, decreasing the variance so you make your money a lot quicker. It's as simple as that. That's not to say that with the catcher you're not going to make money. You will make money with the implied odds strategy, but again, with master, EP master, different planet, literally.
Yeah.
And it's so slick. It's really slick to look at as well.
It is literally chalk and cheese between the extra place master and the extra place catcher. When this was released 7, 8, 9 months ago, whatever it's been now,
It's gone very quick.
It has. I was sort of okay, what's all this about? And literally within 2 days of using it, I'm like, wow, this is great. And I can personally say that my profits from using the extra place master have gone up a lot more than what they would have done from using the extra place catcher. But that's from a personal side of things. But we're also getting a lot of members that are saying that as well. Even when we had the Black Friday sale for it back in November, I work on live chat, emails, and the phones as well. And messages coming through from members that have moved over to Pro were, well, I've already made my annual membership back inside a week. I'm well above where I should be. Why has this not been done sooner? It's the best bit of kit you've got, so on and so forth. The messages have just all been positive. Yes, we have had 1 or 2 members that have experienced a downswing from it, which is to be expected, and
it's all part of the variance.
Yeah, and haven't quite made the profits like others have. But the side of that is that if you're doing casino, you're going to have downswings from it, and then you'll get an upswing. And over X amount of time, the variance will level itself out. And it's exactly the same with Extra Pace Master. It's just the mindset that you've got to have in place that, yes, I'm going to experience some downswings. However, I know long term this is going to be profitable for me. In January of this year, I went on a right downswing with the EPM. Couldn't hit the side of a barn door at all. Still following all the same principles of the EVs and everything else, just nothing landed. But I was already well up in October, November, December of using it. And then I've been well up again last month from using it. And this month, I'm just about running a profit this month, but I didn't do any match betting over the weekend. Basically getting all my accounts ready and sorted for Cheltenham, making sure all money was in the right place for everything, and just literally been doing that over this weekend. So everything's ready for this week.
So you should be quite far above your EV line then, I would have thought, with the.
I am miles above it, mate.
Yeah.
I am really. I'm running probably 1.5 times where I should be for it, but I know I'm going to experience another downswing at some point.
Of course.
But I've already got where I'm at already, so I'm happy with everything. But the EPM, so yeah, going on full lay mode. So it's where we still do a back bet. We do an each way bet with the bookmaker. So we're backing the win and also however many places they're paying on there. And we also do a lay bet on the win and then a lay bet on the amount of places that are being offered at the exchange, which will be normally, and I do say normally, where a bookmaker says they're paying 6 places instead of 4 places, for example, it's that 4 place market is where we're laying.
The official place amount is what we're laying, and the odds from the EPM will correlate with that to ensure that you're in the right market. So if you're not sure, as I said, the odds should match to make sure that you're definitely looking at the correct section at Matchbook or whichever exchange.
Yeah, exactly. So on the EPM, so looking at Cheltenham today, and that's all I'm looking at. I'm not going to even bother with Sedgefield, Sutherland, and Newcastle today, just because I can't be bothered. Is the quick, honest answer to that. I am literally concentrating on Cheltenham today. Oz says the 14.50 today. A lot of the bookies are paying some good extra places.
Paddy, Coral, Bet365 and Triple Eight are paying 6 places with lots of others as well. Haven't had a quick look earlier, but obviously Sky, they do tend to have the most amount of extra places. Sky, don't they? Especially at Cheltenham, they're paying 7 on the 14.50. Yeah, it's good. Very, very good. Very good. Just looking at my notes.
Yeah, and this is the beauty I love about the EPM as well. Is that it just doesn't look at those what we classify the top bookmakers, i.e. Sky, Paddy, Bet365, William Hill. We also look at some of the lesser known bookmakers, the likes of 32 Red, Casumo, Bet UK, Grosvenor, Bar One. They're all taken into consideration. And with the likes of 32 Red, I've had that account for 4.5 years now, and I'm still getting full stakes on it. I've had no restrictions done by 32 Red at all. So it's one of my go-to bookies, especially for extra places. Their places, they're normally maybe 1 place below the big boys, but I'm still getting extra places available from them. So it's daft not to use somewhere like that, and holding back on using my big boy accounts like Sky 365, etc., for doing the odd one or two on and keeping that account healthy at the same time. So, yeah, I mean, as we were talking earlier with regards to the EV side of things, so you can see here, there's 1, 2, 3. That's a repeat.
I'm
4,
looking at all
5,
those horses in green, and I mean, that's
6.
just money.
Yeah, that's 6 horses that are there with EV of 110 to 120, okay, slightly over 123 that are there that I'd be getting on all 6 of them. No problem whatsoever. No questions asked. I would be all over them. Reason being is that the EV percentage is there. And if you are still very, very stuck in your ways about implied odds and everything else, which some people are, some people aren't. Personally, I'm not anymore. But if you are, you can even see there that the implied odds 61, 27. Okay, that one's not so great at 10. However, with that being, did you say it was 7 places with Sky?
For
This race?
Sky, 7 on the 250. That's right. Yeah, unless things
Yeah.
have changed since, but 7 places. Yeah, it's noted there as well in the bookie
So
terms.
oh yeah, of course it is. Sorry. So yeah, 7 places. So with that implied odds of 3 extra places being paid at 9.15, that's still on the verge of where I would be at, going the old way of implied odds on the extra place catcher. 3 extra places, I'd be looking round about the 10 mark as opposed to the 20 mark that we'd normally advise for
Just the
that.
one extra place. Yeah.
So it's still there, worth doing. And then 30.41, 18, 28, and again 16 on 2 extra places. Yeah, be all over that all day long. So would still have that sort of backup as well. If I was on the edge of I'm not sure, I can still look at those implied odds and go, actually, yeah, old school way of doing it, I would be on it. So it's slightly under the 110 that I was at. So just taking that was say 108, for example. That would then sway me to say, yeah, okay, 108 for that one with implied odds. I'm actually going to get on that as well. So yeah, there's 6 horses there in the 1450 that could be spread over 32 Red, Paddy, Bet365, Sky, Live Score, William Hill, BetDAC, and Bar One. You can actually spread those over 6 bookmakers as well, which is absolutely crazy. So you're not even going into the realms of how many horses do I put on to one race with one bookmaker. We'd normally say just keep it at 1 for normal sort of Saturday racing. Cheltenham, you'd get away with 2, possibly 3 with some bookmakers. But with the EPM, you don't even have to worry about that. You can spread that over 6 bookmakers and have no effect on your account health at all with regards to it. So 6 horses in that race. I think there's 23 runners in that race. So I've got 6 horses out of 23 to try and finish in the 5th or 6th place. So I'm therefore increasing my chances of doing so with regards to that. So, and I've got EV there. Yeah, EV there to me, proving that they're worth getting on. So
Just like with the casino, we say it's about taking up as much EV as possible. Eventually, the more offers you take up, you are going to align with that cumulative plus EV amount. I say it every time. Every time I'm looking at an option in the EPM, right? The EV that's provided, that goes into my notes, and I know the more of that I get on, that's that say whatever stake that I'm using, it's £3 worth of EV or £4 worth of EV, whatever it is, long term, that's what I'm going to make. For how long does it take to place an each way bet and lay it off at the exchange, lay off the win in the place? 2 minutes, 3 minutes with a bit of experience. So I mean, £3, £3.50, £4 EV, whatever it is, depending on the stakes that you're using, for a few seconds or minutes worth of work.
Yeah, it's
crazy. It is ridiculous. Yeah.
I mean, even looking at Twig there, the very, very top horse on there with an EV of 123%. Even doing just a £10 each way bet on that for it. I'm making 18p profit. I'm not even making a loss from that horse. Okay, 18p isn't a massive amount at all, but it's totally risk free with very, very small profit there for me to actually make 90 quid from that horse. So again, an absolute no brainer. Bustleton, a little bit different with that one because the odds are a lot higher. But
That would involve a lot more
£2
variance, but it's still a bet that's worth, with that £10 each way stake, it's still a bet that's worth £4.49. And again, few seconds, minute, depending on how experienced you are. Say a few minutes to place those bets, or whatever it is. £4.49. It's tax free. That's that's what the EV is. It's just I don't know. It's crazy.
It's just possibly just adds up and adds up and adds up over the time.
Exactly.
But even just going back on sort of, I'm risking all of £2.08 to win back £140. That's odds of 69 to 1, odds of 70, basically, that I'm getting on that. So again, absolute no brainer for doing so. But yeah, the EPM, one of the best bits of kit there is out there, and so easy and streamlined to use as well from it.
And for anyone that's on it, not only does it include the 2-up master and the price boost tracker, and now the lucky finder. Just to clarify for anyone that may not be sure, you also get everything with Diamond as well. So you get all of the casino offers included. You get obviously everything sports with Platinum. Everything is included with Pro. So yeah, definitely get on it before the sale ends tonight. 23:59, I think it ends at time.
Just before midnight. It is just for midnight.
On the dot.
Then there's some people that will do what's known as each way no lay, which is profitable in the long run, but, and I do put a huge but on this, there is a lot more variance with it, and you can get really, really stung doing each way no lay, because you're obviously not putting any security blanket in place with your lay bets from that side of things. So you do need a very, very healthy bankroll to be doing each way no lay side of things. And
I think you can actually set your bankroll, can't you, in the via the settings, and that will give you the relative stakes to ensure that you'll be okay. But again, it will involve a lot more variance than laying off the win in the place.
Yeah, on the top there, if you go into settings, you can put in there what your bankroll is with regards to that, and then it works out the staking options for you with regards to that, with a default on there. Kelly staking is recommended for each way no lay. It's a formula that's been devised that gives you more profitability based on odds and so on and so forth. That it's a very complex equation that's done, but it's all been built into the calculator, and we do give the recommended Kelly stakes that are there for each bet as well, which is obviously based on your bankroll, based on a EV side of things, and also based on a percentage of your stake to use for Kelly staking.
And don't forget to update your bankrolls as well after you've placed certain bets, or you've had certain. That's really, really important to make sure that the maths is actually correct with regards to those stakes provided.
Yeah, don't sit there with £1,000 bankroll and then you have 20 bets placed, and then on £5 each way, because your bankroll's actually gone down by £200.
Exactly.
So you need to adjust that accordingly for that side of things. So yeah, it's a great little addition to there. But each way no lay is a very, very advanced way of doing things. It does take a very healthy bankroll to do so, and also a very, very strong mindset for doing each way no lay. There's a very good friend of mine that does each way no lay, made an absolute fortune at Cheltenham last year, but got very, very burnt at Ascot and at Goodwood as well from doing it. But because that's all he ever does, he's got the mindset and the bankroll in place to do so. So it didn't really affect him at all, but it is something that is very, very more advanced. Going on to the Lucky Finder. Hopefully this loads up for me. Because I know one or two people have been having issues with the Lucky Finder loading up today. If you are getting issues with the Lucky Finder loading up, then just clear cookies and cache, and that normally resolves the issue for you. So I'm selecting Cheltenham, and I'm not getting any results displayed at all. Are you getting the same on yours, Oz?
Let me double check. Let me just make my screen smaller. Just give me a sec.
That's not helpful. Let me just quickly drop a message into.
You need to select the bookie. Hang on, just give me one sec. You need to select the bookie before results show, and then you need to hit search. So it all should be fine after you do that, Chris.
Yes, you do. Yeah, you should do. Apologies. Too early in the morning. Too much gone on already today. From that side of things. Yeah, we've had a busy
I haven't had a
morning
chance to
in,
give it a proper go yet, but I'm really looking forward to it this weekend, probably. So, yeah, I've read through the guides, and it's just, yeah, it's for me.
Yeah. So yeah. Lucky Finder, Lucky 15s. Lucky 15s are a bet that renowned across the industry that a lot of people get onto. A Lucky 15's built up of 4 single bets, be 3 double bets, 4 treble bets, and a 4-fold. So it's 15 bets that are accumulated together to give you an overall odds for it. Best way of doing a Lucky 15 is doing it on an each way side of things as well. So you're covering the win side of things.
The value is going to come from the place part, isn't it?
Yeah, and also covering the place side of things. And that's where the value comes from, as Oz has just said, is on the place side of the Lucky 15s that we do. The Lucky 15 Finder will pick out 4 horses that meet the criteria that's been asked on there, which is normally the place EV that it looks at more as opposed to the win EV, as you can see on the selections that are there. A Lucky 15, we do not lay. There is no lay done on a Lucky 15 at all. Reason being is that you would need thousands upon thousands upon thousands of pounds in your exchanges in order to be able to lay them, and it is really, really complex to do so. In fact, I don't think there is an actual logical way of being able to lay a Lucky 15 because of the way that the permutations are done for it anyway. But yeah, all you're doing is literally putting in your bookmaker. Some bookmakers offer boosts on the odds. If you have one selection that wins, you'll get a 10% boost with Betfred. Some others do. If you have 3 winners, you'll get a boost on there, so on and so forth. But for a Lucky 15,
I think stakes of around 20 or 50p each way should be okay. I think that's what we suggest using initially, and obviously that'll be 30 bets when it's each way. So you're looking at stakes of between £6 to £15. Again, it's going to involve variance, of course, but it's just another fantastic thing to add to your arsenal, basically, to profit from that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, so doing a 20p Lucky 15 each way, it'll cost you £6 to do. It's a good way of getting some really good EV put in there. Even on this first one, as I was saying, the win side of things we're really, really not bothered about. I don't think I've ever known anybody hit 4 horses on a Lucky 15 winner. If they did, they'd be making thousands from it. But what we're looking at is possibly 1 winner and a couple of places from there. And would be in profit from doing so because of the place EV that's there. I mean, overall, it's given us a positive EV again. It's given us 106%. So we know that's in line with where we want to be. It's over 100%. The overall odds really just ignore that. It gives odds that are there, but it's just something that you can ignore from it, because obviously it's taking multiples of each of the win side of things, each of the play side of things, and giving an overall odds for it, which isn't great. But you can do 2 or 3 lucky 15s through this week. Sky Bet. So that'd be the first selection that came up. If you press search again, it then bring up another one for you. That's got a huge EV, 121% on there, which is absolutely fantastic to be getting on. Again, the bookie odds, just ignore them, really, because you take that horse, Highland Hunter, that's odds of 41. Sky are paying 7 places on that race, so it only needs to finish in those 7 for the place EV to kick in. So it's phenomenal on that side of things. You press search again, it'd move on to the next one, and so on and so forth.
That green one at the top, 118% of EV. Yeah, very good.
Odds of 26, and place EV on that 159%, one 145, one 113, given an overall EV of 118.6 is mental. It really is. But say if you didn't want to do it on Sky, the reason I always hit Sky is because of the amount of places that they place on there. So Paddy are pretty good for their amount of places. So you could do a Paddy Power one, just do a search on that, and again it'll just pick out those 4 horses for you, giving you an EV there of 137%. They're paying 6 places, 4 places, 3 places on that side of things. So just a real quick, easy tool to use. As we said, to start off with, I'll just be doing a 20p each way lucky 15.
Just to get used to things and build up.
For the sake of £6 that you're putting on for it, worth doing. Again, just stick to lucky finder to lucky 15s for Cheltenham Festival and also for Saturday racing as well. The best time to utilise that side of things for it. There is in the pipeline and being worked on by our software masters a football lucky 15 finder as well, which will be a real godsend, especially when you're doing it on the likes of Bet365 for their 2-ups, because you get the early payouts on that side of things as well. So real bit of nice kit that'll be coming in the coming months. And then the last thing that we've got that's been added to the pros since the last time that we spoke to you is the price boost tracker, which I've waffled on for about half an hour here, Oz. I think you should take a bit of a turn, having a bit of conversation, mate, to be honest with you.
Let me have a look. Going to open up my price boost tracker. I'm going to share my screen.
Yeah, sorry, guys. The EPM, as you can tell, is a favourite tool of mine, and I can just talk about the thing all day long. It's just absolutely brilliant. And apologies for having to listen to me waffle for half an hour or so.
Can you see my screen? Yes. And I'm now in the price boost tracker. Again, you can get to that by going to tools and then price boost tracker. And, the advantage of using this, like, it's taking you directly to the bookie market to actually place your bet and to actually lay the bet as well. So that's, with some bookies, if too many customers get on a particular market, they can, as you would have seen, they can cut the odds, or they can actually just pull the boost in general. So the advantage is just, speed, get in there quickly. They're all lined up for you here. So it's literally a case of opening up your calculator, go to Bet365, place your bet, back odds of 2, lay odds of 1.4, go to the exchange providing it, and just laying it off. And again, you've got all of this, profit here. It's just listed that you can just work through. Once you've done one, then you can just remove it after you've placed your bet. But again, this is all profit to be had from the price. It's very self-explanatory, but yeah, this is what's available at the moment. It's just going to add to your profits, to your repertoire, to everything that we're doing. And again, I don't want to repeat myself, but it just makes things so much easier, doesn't it? I mean, there's nothing wrong with the price boost thread at all, but for speed of use and ease to have more time to get on other offers, then this is what you need. So yeah, again, tools, you'll find all of the pro tools here. You've got your extra place master, your 2-up master, price boost tracker, which we're on at the moment, and of course the lucky finder. So yeah, definitely have a look at that, as well as everything else that we've spoken about today. And yeah, last day of the offer. I'm just gonna unshare my screen now.
Yeah, I know we do sort of bang on about the pro side of things and it's as it is and blah 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 and all the rest of it. But in all seriousness, guys, with us still doing match betting, like we do, all of us in the team still healthy match betters. It's something we do. Since this pro tool has been put into place, it's made our lives so much easier because everything is so much quicker from that side of things. Even when we're talking to you guys on the phones, through Facebook, through live chat, through emails and so on and so forth, we are encouraged to still do our match betting as well, because obviously we need to know what those offers are to be able to give you guys the best advice for doing so. And using the pro tools on our breaks and when we're talking to you guys has just streamlined everything so much more for us.
It just
We're
makes
not
life
having
so
to go
much
do all
easier.
the manual searches for it. Even like I was just said with the price boost matcher there, instead of having to sift through all the comments that are on the price boost thread, which is absolute godsend. You guys, sitting there and posting those for other members, absolutely brilliant, and something we're never ever going to take away at all. But to have it all streamlined in just that one place, and just be able to go click, 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 done. It is just a real streamlined bit of
Especially with
software.
members that don't have as much time as others to dedicate to match betting. I mean, when I was working in my old job, and I remember my dad used to get wound up with me because like, what are you doing? I'm placing a few bets, but for match betting. But imagine if I would have had this available, when I was sat down at the bar, like instead of having to, right, so what's the back market for that? Oh, I've got to go to Sky Bet and I've got to find it, and then I've just got to go and find the lay market. If I've got the price boost tracker, it's literally click as we just said, and my profit's secured. So, and it gives us time to actually to spend on other offers or other boosts or whatever it is that's become available. Time is money at the end of the day. Some members will have a lot of time to match bet. That's great. Others, they may have to match bet on the way to work, on the bus, on the train, on their lunch breaks, maybe if they get an hour or so after they finish work. And it's what we've added that is just going to add so much value, so much to your monthly profits, because it just, as I say, it streamlines things. I think that's the best way of putting it, doesn't it? It literally streamlines things.
It has. It's been absolutely brilliant since it's been in place, and a lot of the members are saying that to Australia. They have more time for getting on more stuff, or they don't have the wife or the husband in the rear role of what you're doing now. You're on there forever. It's like you don't need to be for it, because like I said, with that extra place master earlier that I showed you, those 6 horses, I could literally place those bets within 10 minutes, and that's being.
And how much EV would you've accumulated from doing that in 10 minutes? Yeah. And that is money. You may not make it all in that one go, fine, but that's money that you've got in the bank. That's what taking off EV is all about.
And especially this week with how busy we are with Cheltenham offers in the team and everything else, and the questions which we're getting asked, which is absolutely brilliant that we're getting asked these questions. I'd always rather clarify something than try and have to rectify something afterwards. And that's what our job is. We're still able on our tea breaks, on our lunch breaks, to be able to jump on a load of stuff for Cheltenham that we wouldn't normally been able to have done. We'd have had to been up at 6 o'clock this morning, getting everything on before Cheltenham started and before we started work in the office. And it wouldn't have had the same benefits as what it did this year. Yes, don't get me wrong, last year I had a nice healthy Cheltenham. This year, I've been able to do twice as much in half the time because of those tools that are now in place. So yeah, the other offers that are obviously about, as we've talked about the Pro, are all the sort of standard horse racing offers that come through during a normal Saturday and also mainly during Cheltenham.
I wanted to talk about a few of the offers that have come up in the groups, especially I think I mentioned it to you before, Chris, the Sky Bet and the Bet NGM offer.
I was going to say they're the two biggest offers that are out there for Cheltenham. They're absolutely brilliant.
On another level, I think don't quote me, but I think they're both on the 130, aren't they? But just to clarify, all of the full information in the guides, and always double check the guides, as we always say before taking up an offer. It is essential. That's where you're going to get all of the up-to-date information. But with the Sky offer, where the confusion has been is that people have been asking about using the bonus lock-in calculator. The easiest thing to do, because it's back as cash, if your horse loses, you get the refund back as cash. So you can just use your free bet SNR calculator. So it's literally a case of finding a selection and backing the lane in that race with your free bet SNR calculator and your profit secured. Due to the underlay with the free bet SNR calculator, if your horse wins, you're automatically in profit because you're paying out less liability. If your horse loses, your lay stake is your profit because whatever stake you manage to get on £10 or £20, that's returned as cash, leaving you at zero at the bookmaker with the stake back as cash. With the BetMGM offer, for example, if your horse loses, your refund is back as a free bet. That's where you need your bonus lock-in calculator set to losers with an 80% retention. Again, it gives you an underlaid stake. If your horse wins, you're automatically in profit due to that underlaid stake. You're paying out less liability. If your horse loses, you'll be slightly down due to the underlaid stake again, but you need to actually take advantage of the free bet to secure your profits. You make 80% from that, which is where your profit comes from. So it's that minus that. So yeah, that's where the profit comes from with that. So yeah, bonus lock-in calculator if the free bet is back if the refund is back as a free bet. So yeah, just wanted to get that in because it has been floating around the groups a little bit. But again, it's all in the guides as well. So always double check those. And I think we should look at some questions now, Chris, as well.
Yeah, I was just having a quick scan through, and there's a note that's just actually come through from one of our guys as well. Is that the odds for Matchbook at the moment are slightly off, and our tech team are frantically working on that side of things as well. So that will be back up and running pretty shortly, and the odds will be back in line to how they should be. That's just come through from one of our guys in the team on that side of things. So a couple of questions, stuff that we've already sort of gone through anyway, but we'll do sort of a recap for everyone. How do you lay a lucky 15? The very, very quick answer to that is you don't.
No, you don't lay it. No. It's advantage, but you take advantage of the EV. So you're just using your each way. You're just using your stake, and it's each way, and so you don't lay it.
Don't lay it at all. Grandma won 22k on a lucky 15.
It does happen. It can happen.
They are very, very rare to happen, but they do happen. But that's because of the amount of EV that she was banking on the 4 horses that she got. I could put anything down to that. So yeah, absolutely grand on that side of things. Hey, Tweed Leogs aren't matching. That's probably down to the match book.
As Chris said, we are working on that, and I can see behind the scenes we are frantically working on that. So that will hopefully be sorted very, very soon. And apologies for any inconvenience.
Yep. Let's go roll up to the top. More.
Yeah.
The Lucky 15 finder saying no results to display. Yeah, as I made the mistake of, you need to select the
Select the
bookmaker
bookie
first
and then hit search.
and then hit search from it. So yeah, that was my side of things. So apologies for that. But yeah, that's the way of getting around that side of things. Not sure which live this person's watching, but it can't be us two on there for
It
certain.
must have been a previous one.
Must have been an Andy and Simon one. The odds are very poor for Sky and under implied odds of 20, so any point placing.
Yes,
if
because
you just
it's
if you just
paying
using
more
the
than one extra place.
Yeah, if you're using the extra place catcher, which I'm assuming that you will be for that side of things, if they're paying 2 places for it, or even 3 places, I'd be
I would
looking at
suggest 10
implied
IOs
odds.
or higher is fine.
Yeah, 10 to 15, absolutely fine for 2 extra places. Certainly for 3 extra places as well, and anything above that will be an absolute bonus. So yeah, just look at how many places are being paid for that side of things for it.
Yeah. So just to clarify with that one, if it's more than one extra place that's being paid with an offer, look at IOs of 10 or above. If it's just one extra place that's being paid, we tend to suggest 20, don't we? 20 or above should be fairly decent.
Difference between master and the catcher. Hopefully we've gone through that for you, Lord Rope. Basically, it is the amount of factors that are being taken in place for the extra place master. It's not just looking at the back odds and the lay odds for it. It is taken into consideration of a lot of other factors in there, which
The fact that the actual extra place position is taken into account with the EP master, it just, as I said, I've said it a few times, it will take things to the next level. It's going to minimise the variance because you're getting far more accurate selections that actually stand a chance of hitting that extra place. And again, that's all formulated with the selections that become available. So yeah, that's not taken into account with the extra place catcher.
Don't really starting to wonder if the master is worth the outlay even as a beginner. For the £495 that you'd be paying for it up until midnight tonight, yes, even if you sit on it for 2 or 3 months and not do anything with the actual pro tools themselves, because you're getting the platinum subscription and the diamond subscription in there as well, you could utilize those 2 factors until you've built up your bankroll, built up some confidence for it, and then use the pro tools from that side of things. It's only an extra £45 on top for the year in comparison to the diamond package. So that's what
I've had it come up. I've had it come up a few times in the groups with new members, because I think it does say it's not a beginner tool. But the way that I look at it, again, with the offer that's available at the moment, most members, it would take, I'm guessing, an average 3 weeks maybe to complete the sign-up offers, maybe 4 weeks, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That leaves you with 11 months of pro on this incredible offer, right? To take advantage of everything that's available with it. So, okay, you may not be using it for that first month if you're still getting through the sign-ups, but again, 11 months with the deal that's available, no-brainer. I mean, if you want to take your match betting to the next level, it is a no-brainer. So definitely consider it, even if you're very, very new to match betting. The offer's too good to turn down, in my opinion.
And it's so for me, it's like say, even you said a month to do the sign-up offers and get au fait with match betting, and then did diamond the casino offers for 2 or 3 months and didn't hit pro until month 5 or even month 6.
Yeah,
you're still making a massive saving with it and still getting the benefit for that extra 45 quid that you're going to be paying compared to the diamond price for the year. It's an extra £5 a month it'd work out if you did it just over that 6-month period. It's absolutely insane. And yeah, I would be getting up to there without a second.
I'm just having a quick look again through the top of the extra place master, and I've got £4.70 worth of EV for the top horse on a £10 each way stake. And for the next one, £3.41 again on £10 each way. And the next one, £3.31, going down a little bit further. Another one, £2.72. I mean, that's all available. That's all money that you're going to align with. The more each way bets that you're placing. So they're just going to constantly keep coming through throughout the day as well. It's just money to be made. Just take it up. Even if you're not ready to start it yet with the offer that's on, just go for it.
Yeah. These sort of questions that I do get asked quite a bit. Is Gaelic Warrior and Stateman a good double, chaps? I'm not a horse tipper. None of us are at all. But if doing them as a double provides higher back odds than what the lay odds do, and you can lock in a profit from it, then yeah, it's a great double to do. If it's not, then it's not a great double to do. is the easy answer to that. You might be able to get a price boost somewhere on Gaelic Warrior and Stateman doing it as a double. There might be a price boost offer that BetMGM are doing or somebody like that for it that will take the odds above the lay odds and would be a great double to do. There might be a special somewhere for a double to do. I know Bet365 have got a few special doubles that they've boosted up today, which I may get a chance of looking at later, but they'll be on the price boost master anyway. So if they are up, we'll be putting them on there. And if the back odds are higher than the lay odds, then yeah, it's a great double to get on. But apart from that, I wouldn't be even looking from that side of things for it. If I was a horse tipping person and the way that the weather has changed down in Cheltenham today, I wouldn't necessarily be looking at favourites, but that's just personal opinion. But I'm not in the game of just gambling anyway. I always look at my profit side of things, and if those back odds are higher than the lay odds, over it all day long. If they're not, won't be touching it, is the simple answer to that side of things. What else have we got sort of question-wise? Sort of covered this when we talked about the each way, no lay. If you've got the mindset and bankroll,
comfort and experience, and obviously bankroll. Bankroll's key as well, but that would have come with what you've made over the years of match betting. So you'd be more comfortable to adapt to any potential downswings. But if you are new to offers involving variants such as the casino, extra places, 2-ups,
stay away from it.
Yeah, stay away from it. Lay your bets off initially. Once you built your bankroll, once you built your experience, then you can transition to it. Remember, I always say it every time, match betting's a marathon, it's not a sprint. The offers aren't going away. So there's no, if you see a particular member in the group or something post, I've made that, don't feel like you need to pressure yourself to get to that. You will get there, with the right effort and dedication, but don't feel like you need to rush to get there. It's the best advice that I can give. So start off with lay-in. Once you built your bankroll, then you can transition to no lay.
Question that's sort of a newbie sort of question in a way, Oz, which is obviously the Facebook group that you sort of cover mainly and see a lot of questions like this, and I do through live chat. So, what would you be sort of recommending for that side of things?
With a bankroll of £600, I mean it's not a bad bankroll at all. I don't know what kind of stakes you'd possibly. £5 each way, Chris, I guess would be okay for a £600 bankroll. But if you haven't quite got the £1,000 bank, when I say £1,000, a decent starting amount with the reload, maybe focus more on the bet and gets and the price boost initially, and again as you build, then you can transition to extra places. They're not going away, but with a £600 bankroll, if you did want to look at extra places with that, then maybe £5 each way, even maybe £2.50 each way would be okay as well, I think.
I'd personally be looking closer to £2.50 each way. You only need one horse at odds of 80, 90 that's going to tie up £160, £170 worth of liability quite quickly for you on that side of things. If that
I
ends
think I
up
started my
going to a
EPs
book,
with £2.50 each way back in the day. So yeah, I think I agree. Yeah, £2.50 is about right.
yeah, because if that horse does happen to win the race and all of your money ends up in the bookmakers, you've got nothing left in your exchange to be able to do anything else with for the rest of the day. So with a bankroll of £600, yeah, keep the each ways low for them. Maybe £1.25 each way to keep it down a little bit on that side of things, because it only takes one long odds horse to come in with the bookmaker, and that's your exchange wiped out for the day, which you're going to need more of for your reload offers. So probably £600. Concentrate more on your reload offers that are out there, the Sky offer that's out there,
Yeah, great
the
point. Yeah.
BetMGM offer that's out there,
Yeah.
and any of the sort of reload offers. There's a Coral
Price boost, the
free
free
bet
bets
one.
that are available on the festival. Just go through. There is a dedicated Cheltenham thread which you can find in the forum. It's clearly noted there, Cheltenham 2024. Again, there's the top sports reload to the day section as well. Maybe make your way through those first again before starting your EPs. If that's the current backup, if they're £2.50 each way, it should be okay.
And the big thing to remember about Cheltenham, it's one that gets me every single year. To be honest with you, is that yes, it's a 4-day festival, and we can make some really good money from it. However, if it's your first Cheltenham and you've only got a bankroll of £600 to £1,000, just do what you can. Cheltenham comes around again this time next year. It
Yeah,
happens every single year. So don't worry about missing out on
great
extra
point.
play stuff this year.
Yeah,
Don't worry about, oh, I need a £2,000 bankroll. You can build that up over
yeah,
the 12 months
exactly.
to do
And there's
so.
going to be other
Uh,
festivals before the next Cheltenham as well,
yeah,
and big sporting events. So yeah,
yeah,
if you're not quite ready for this one, no panic. It's going to be plenty more along the way before the next one comes.
yeah.
So I've just had
Yes,
a
it's
note
just
come through as well, Chris. Matchbook should be good to go now, so the odds should be okay, just so that everyone knows that's watching it.
okay. And wasn't there another note that I've just seen come up that the EPM is going to go down for about 5 minutes or so, just while they get everything back in line for it?
That's probably
Uh,
due to the issue with Matchbook, but that should be back up and running very soon.
yeah, yeah, literally. Express Match is going to go down for 5 minutes, so while they fix out
Yeah.
the issues and get it back up and running even quicker than what it is at the moment. So no problem on that side of things. Quick question we've had in. I bet UK MGM down. I can't log in and get error messages. I've been having that all morning. Before we came on live, myself and Oz were obviously chatting. And apologies to Oz, but I was cussing like a trooper because I couldn't get BetMGM to load up at all. I'm getting some real weird coding messages coming up. So yeah, there is a problem with MGM. Bet UK are part of the same group. So it does look like there is issues with their site at the moment. All I can say is just keep trying for them. Unfortunately, we have no control over those sites at all, but it's probably the influx of people that are getting on there. The sign up offer MGM we've got at the moment is ridiculous. We've bet £10 to get £60 worth of free bets. So there's probably every man, monkey, dog, and cat jumping on there
Yeah.
today to sign up. So they've probably got a few issues going on that side of things. So yeah, it's a bit of an issue. How's the Lucky 15 work? If it's all 4 horses places, you get paid out. Yeah, you only actually need one of the horses to finish in a place because you have permutations of different bets there. You have 4 single bets, you have your doubles bets, a trebles bet, and a quad bet as well. So obviously the more
4
horses
singles, 6 doubles, 4 trebles, and 1 fourfold we got.
Yeah. So the more horses that win or place, the more you will get paid out because it will be a multiple of those that gets your payout. But even with just one horse being placed, you will get a payout from that side of things because of the single side of things.
This is a good question here. Unfortunately, working tomorrow Thursday, okay to play some extra places before going to work. Will it be too early? I mean, if they're available in the extra place master, extra place catcher, then by all means go for them. With regards to some of the reload offers or some of the horse refunds, always double check the terms underneath. Like, for example, some need to be placed after a certain time on the day of the race. So that's all highlighted in the key information section underneath that particular bookie. But extra places, the morning, if you're finding selections with value, by all means go for them. And obviously, best of luck.
Yeah, Star Sports I know is 8:30 on the day of the race for your bet to be placed in order for the refund. But extra places.
Unibet, I think today's when it was after a certain time, but it should be fine now. It's well over.
Yeah. But extra places. When I finish work tonight, and after I've got little into bed and bath and everything else, I'll be sitting down, having a quick look at the extra place master about 8:00, 8:30 this evening. Placing whatever's on there in that time. So literally 15-20 minutes worth of work to get those placed and done. Then I'll have a look at the price boost, see what's about for them, and that'll be me done by about 9:00. I will literally spend about an hour tonight, and then tomorrow morning, once I've dropped little enough at school for 8:00 for breakfast club, I'll have a quick nosy for 45 minutes or so before I start work. Again, place whatever's on there that I haven't already placed, and then just be poking through during the day on my tea break and lunch break and placing as and what comes up on the extra place master. I'll get all the refunds done in that 45 minutes tomorrow morning, so I know that I'm within the timescales. But doing EPs the night before, no problem at all. And you'll get some great matches tonight as well, because it's Cheltenham. Everybody wants to get on it. Loads of people are still working, so they'll be placing the bets tonight.
There's so much money that's going to be flowing through the market, and that just only helps us with the matches that are found with the software. So, yeah.
This is a good question. It's something that we haven't really covered either. To be honest, Oz. You have placed an EP on one horse, might an EP with good EV if you can afford to cover multiple horses in the race. Because you have the bankroll to be covering multiple horses. With lay bets, you'll be getting your shared liability on the win side of things, so you don't need as much bankroll. Basically, it takes the highest amount of liability that you've got placed and then shares that down between the other horses. So you could probably get 4 or 5 horses on and not dip into any more of your bankroll on the win side of things. Obviously, on the place side of things, you will do, because obviously, if you're doing the 4-place market, you need 4 horses would have liability for them, but the 5th horse would end up with shared liability for it, and so the 6th and 7th and 8th and so on and so forth. So you don't need as much of a bankroll as what.
Obviously, the odds will be lower on the place odds anyway, so it won't affect things as badly. So, it's a very good question, by the way. Yeah. So shared liability is a massive benefit if you do have a lower bankroll. So,
and we'll get I think we've got a link about shared liability in the training guide somewhere, that if I could whack that onto the groups when we're done.
I think that was from YouTube, but I will put it in the main group and newbies as well. So whichever group you're in, join both, of course. I'm going to find that guide now and put it in. It should be just if you type in shared liability in the search bar, but I'll just double check. Yeah, so in the training section, if you just type in shared liability, it's there. But again, I'm going to post it to both threads after, no problem at all.
What I was just looking at, is this guy better for have a maximum limit? I see his condition. I'm confused a bit. So the Sky offer, it's variant per account. Some people have only got £5. Some people
you got
£10.
Yes, I think.
I'm very, very fortunate. I've got £20 money back on my one. So I don't know what I've done to Sky to make them so happy with me. But I've got £20 on mine today. So it does vary
from account to
account. If yours is a maximum £5 that's stating there, it will be a £5 money back offer for it for you with regards to that side of things.
And again, it's back as cash, so 3-bet SNR on your selection from the race, your profit secured. if it was back as a free bet like the BetMGM offer, bonus lock-in calculator set to losers with a retention of 80%, as that's how much you should expect to make from a free bet. So, yeah, 2 fantastic offers.
Yeah. And then sort of the last sort of question for today, and we've hit our time as well, is how many horses should be backing per race for EPs? As many as you possibly can.
Any with value. If they've got value, like we spoke about earlier, get on them.
Yeah.
Get on them.
But I wouldn't be doing more than 2, possibly 3 horses.
The same bookie in the same race.
On the same.
Yeah, you don't want to push your luck with accounts. Yeah.
Yeah. But as I showed on the EPM earlier on, those 6 horses that were on there, I could spread across 6 bookmakers. So it'd be daft not to. It then just gives me opportunity then, if any others come up during the day. I know I've only got 1 horse placed on Sky with 7 places being offered. I know I can put another one onto Sky and not think, oh, hang on, how many have I done on that race today? It just gives that flow to be available to us from that side of things. So, Oz, have you got anything further to add to today, mate? Because that hour has flown by.
It's gone. I feel like we've only been talking for 5 minutes. But as always, thank you to everyone that's joined. Thank you to everyone that's joined. Thank you for the questions. It's been a lot that's coming. I was going through the list now. I'll post. No, sorry, Andy's in tomorrow because it's Cheltenham. So Andy will post a link to the replay tomorrow for anyone that missed this. But we'll be doing another one tomorrow, won't we, at 11 o'clock? I'm not sure who's going to be doing it tomorrow. Probably Andy and maybe Simon tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, I think Andy and Simon are going to be taking the reins tomorrow. But we are mixing it up between the 4 of us over the 4 days. So you haven't got to listen to the same dulcet tones of me and Oz and Simon and Andy for those 4 days. We are mixing it up. We've all got our own areas that we like to look at over Cheltenham. So it obviously gives a nicer mix for you guys as well at the same time. And just keep those questions coming in, guys. So we're on live chat, email, Facebook, phones all day today. Well, every day, as we always are, from 9 o'clock in the morning till 5:30.
7 days a week.
We've got the brilliant members and our moderators that go through the Facebook groups and the forums on an evening for us as well. So even if it's after 5:30 this evening and you're looking at something that you're a little bit unsure of, just post it on the Facebook groups or in the forum threads, and one of the team will jump in. One of the members will jump in and point you in the right direction.
And we want to hear about the positive stuff as well. Maybe if you've hit your first extra place, or maybe you've hit X amount today, or whatever it is, shout it until you blue in the face. You know, right, this is how much I made from it. This is the offer that I got on. We want to hear about your milestones. We want to hear about your first EPs. Maybe if it's your first horse racing refund that you've hit. I don't know, but you know, do not be shy to let us know. Ask us any questions you're not sure about, of course, but also let us know about the profits that you've made. You know, pop them in the group threads. Pop it as a separate post. You know, whatever's easiest. But yeah, we want to hear about that stuff as well. Do not be shy to let us know.
That's it. And if it is your first Cheltenham experience with us today as well, so just have fun with it. Don't worry about getting on everything and anything. Just take your time with it all. Do those reload offers, those refund races as your first port of call. Don't worry about what everybody else is
focus on yourself and focus on the profits that you can do with the bankrolling experience that you have. Don't worry about what Dave, Bob, or Frank are doing. You know, focus on your own match betting. You know, as I said earlier, with the right dedication, if you see someone that's made X amount per month, I want to get to that. You will get there. You will get there. But you know, just let it come. Take your time. Don't feel the need to rush, because that's how mistakes are made. Everything should always be double checked. Make sure you've got the liability available before placing any bets. This is key. And you know, as long as you do that and you keep working, you keep reading those offers thoroughly, you're only going to make money going forward. So never compare yourself to anybody else. And
the other side of it is that you're going to have experience ready for next year's Cheltenham, because
start again
next year. This this is my 5th Cheltenham that I'm doing, which to me it's now become second nature. It is my favourite 4 days of the match betting calendar, without a shadow of a doubt. The profits are there. Year 1, I was like everybody else. I was a complete newbie. I'd got the very basics in place and learning things, so I wasn't doing EPs or anything like that at all. But since then, years 2, 3, 4, and 5, I've been doing EPs, now using the EPM, doing every offer that's out there. But the master of Cheltenham to me is Andy. He's been doing it for years and years and years. So I think he's doing the live tomorrow. But he will tell you exactly the same. His first ever Cheltenham, he would have just been keeping on the very basic side of things, the refunds that were available, and he's moved on to EPs and everything from that side of things. So yeah, don't get yourselves heads up about not being able to get on to extra places or not making as much money as Joe down the road or anything like that at all. Just concentrate on yourself, take your time with it all, and ask those questions. That's what we're here for, on the customer service side and the Facebook group side of things. So, guys, you've listened to my voice for well over an hour now. Thank you ever so much for your time today. Been an absolute pleasure as always. Thanks for all the questions. And I'll let Oz do the sign out, and I shall speak to you again at some point during this week.
Brilliant. Thanks, guys, again. I'll reiterate what Chris has said. It's been a pleasure. Hope to see you all tomorrow as well. And again, don't hesitate. I'm in the newbie group. Andy's in Maine. You got customer services with live chat, Facebook Messenger. You know, if you need us, we're here. But again, I'm going to say it again. We want to hear about the good stuff as well. So don't be shy to pop those posters with any milestones or first EP wins, horse racing refunds that have come in. We want to know all about it. So just look forward to seeing you all very, very, very soon. Cool.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
Have a great Cheltenham. See you
Have
tomorrow.
a good one. Enjoy it. Bye.
Bye. Bye.